Alright guys, what's happening? So here we go for another Super Sunday. Didn't get too much in the mail this week, but the things I got, man, I'm really stoked for. So we'll get into that. But first, first things first, San Diego Comic-Con is this week. I know a lot of people are really anxious to see what we're going to get, and I'm going to go through my thoughts on what I'd hope to see from each line, the ones I collect. But we got to start it out with this bad boy right here. So, last week we had the news that there wasn't going to be the Heroic Age Thor for the exclusive, and then all of a sudden, Attack of the Show reveals at the end of its show, this bad boy right here. And it's funny too, because I was watching it and I seen it really fast, and I was like, wait a minute, was that Thor? And at first, I rewound it and I was like, yo, that is. And I'm actually really stoked on this figure. You know what I'm saying? It's a really good look for him. It shows that they are trying to actually do something with Marvel Legends, even if this is an exclusive, which I'm totally fine with. I know a lot of people have complained because they want to see another character as the exclusive, which I don't understand. I'd want that other character to be part of the waves, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm more interested in, is the waves. But this right here is a good start. I really like the look, and only seeing this half of it, it's already got me stoked on it. I love this face sculpt on him. It's just really cool. The eyes itself, I knew right away when I saw those eyes like that, I knew what that represented, some kind of a lightning attack or whatever. It just really looks clean. I think right there I see a bicep swivel. I can't be 100% sure, and I believe it's going to be single jointed right there, which that's cool, because that's really cool. I'm not mad at that at all. But so far I'm really liking this figure. I'm liking the way it's looking, the design. It's really got me going. I mean, it's not too many figures out there which I get really stoked for, but this is what I'm definitely stoked for, because all the other lines, I know what to expect. When it comes to the Legends, you never know what you're going to get. That's the whole thing. Are we going to see new paint detail, paints or sculpts? What are they going to bring to the table this year? We're going to find out everything on Saturday. But from everything I've seen, it's always seems to be getting better. So we'll have to definitely hope the guys in the MLC just post some good pictures, man. Really looking forward to this one right here. Now, when you got on the Marvel Universe side of things, the biggest thing that's coming out this year for it is actually Sentinel. This is one they did just like last year with the exclusive for Galactus, put him in a big blister card form, which I thought was ingenious. I mean, that was beyond cool. So I'm hoping the boys will grab me one while they're down there. But being a Marvel Universe fan, you always want something to go with the line, and there's nothing better than the Sentinel, especially with the Universe line, and how the size will fare better, even better than the ML Sentinel, which there's nothing wrong with that figure, just like there's nothing wrong with this one. Now, I know a lot of people have complained about the color scheme, because this one right here is your more traditional color, quote unquote, and the retail one will be blue. But given how Hasbro is Hasbro, you never know what they're gonna do. This one could actually still be in retail, just how they did the same thing with the Galactus. You have the regular color, then you also have the variant. They could do that, because you never know about Hasbro. I mean, look, they just said they weren't gonna do Thor, and now all of a sudden there's Thor. So it's still open. We don't know. We won't know anything until Saturday. But I'm not one of those guys that's gonna trip because I don't have the right color. These are all comic characters, and everybody draws them, everybody writes them different. So it's one of those things where it could still work. I mean, it looks like it does work. Now, I don't have any pictures of the blue one, but this one right here I like it. It's really dope. And then you have the other one, which is the blue and gray, which is still the same figure, just different color. You know what I'm saying? It's still a Sentinel. It doesn't represent anything else but a Sentinel. So I'm not really tripping. If everybody else wants to trip on it, that's okay. That's no problem, because I know these things will sell pretty good. I'm looking to cop as many as I can. So if nobody else wants them, hey, I'll take them. I got no problem with that. I do, however, the retail one, I wish it would came with a different character than Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? I think Wolverine's been one of those that has been overused, but I'm not Hasbro. But still, nonetheless, this is a really solid figure. I'm really looking forward to it. The face sculpt is amazing. It's true, you know, robot. Look at it. I mean, this thing is really cool. I love the little wiring you got in there. Which this one, when I get it, I'll probably open it for sure. Maybe. I haven't decided yet. Alright, and the DC Universe Classic fam. So here we got Swamp Thing, character that's been off the radar for quite some time. But now he's back and he came in a big way. I thought this was really fitting for DCUC to bring this kind of exclusive to the table. Now, their exclusives have always been kind of fun. They always give you those really outrageous characters, and they always try something new with each one. And this one is just so cool. It's got the exoskeleton where all the articulation is hidden under this kind of material. I just want to get a hold of him to see how it feels. You know, it just might be kind of weird, but that just looks so cool. That face sculpt is amazing. Look at that, he's got mushrooms on him. That's I love that effect. That is cool. Vines, flowers. It just looks flat out unreal. I'm really digging this thing. So yeah, it's just like last year when they had the Plastic Man. You know, they're always trying something new, bringing you that fun character. And I can't wait to get my hands on this one. Now, a lot of people are kind of, you know, uneasy with the fact that he is like a collect and connect size. But, you know, it's all about the detail and the figure itself. I know in the comic, you know, at the final one, Brightest Day, I think he was like he was huge. He was like a giant. But still, it's just, you know, I'm all about the figure itself. I'm not really caring about the size. It just, the detail is just amazing on him. So definitely, if you don't get a chance to get him at the con, they will release him again on Matty Collector, I think Monday. But that one I'm pretty sure will sell really fast. Alright, just got a package today from Big Bad Toy Store. Picked up the Sub-Zero just because they weren't out at Toys R Us at the time, but now my boy told me that they have some at Toys R Us, so I might go down there and finish the rest of them. But a lot of people have complained. You know, it's been like a love-hate kind of thing. Either you like them or you don't like them. A few people don't like these figures, but I always say get it for yourself just to test it out. But the box art is really impressive. It's a unique design. Really cool. I'm digging that. Now, if I like it out of the package, then I probably will, you know, continue and get them all and unpackage them, or I might just keep it in box. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes figures look better in box. So you got the other two, Raiden, Scorpion, of course Sub-Zero's got a bio. Yeah, not too mad about this. Not sure who makes these figures. I'm trying to look for a name. Oh well. Alright, let's crack them open, see what's happening. Alright, so we got Sub-Zero out of packaging. Not a bad figure, it's not great, nothing too mind-blowing. It's just the fact that I'm just a big fan of Mortal Kombat. It's nice to see some 6-inch figures. But it's got a good, you know, base mold, not a lot of articulation, only 15 points. It definitely would have been nice to have interchangeable hands so we can have the effect of, say, like the ice throw or something like that. Only got a single joint at the knee and elbow. It would have been nice to see it have a lot more range. You can only go so far back with the knees, but you know, can't really recommend getting them unless you're a hardcore fan, or if you want to keep them in box. That might be the way to go, but I'll definitely get the rest of them just to, you know, how I'm a completist. You know, why not? It's not too bad. I do like the coloring on this figure. It's got really great paint detail. Like all that little details that they added in there. See the belt, really nice. The paint is clean. So it does got a few things going on for it. But like I said, it's just not super fantastic. But you know, it's really up to you guys. So we got something from my boy Ryan Wright, all the way from the UK. Now, if you've seen some of my older DTOFs, they have those. So here we got the Green Lantern Corps area. You can see this thing fits perfectly in there. It's just really nice. Now what I did with these this time is I just did the corner just like he suggested. That way, in case I want to move them, I'm not gonna, you know, fight with it. It'll just come right off, and it holds perfectly. I've never had an issue with any of these. Just kind of, you know, as far as I go, I like the team concept, especially if, you know, just with these cases, I put them all in like a team or some kind of scene or whatever, and I usually leave it there for the longest time. This thing came out really nice. I'm really digging that. And I finally just did a little customize of my own. Popped the head off of that 5-pack John Stewart and threw on one of the red lanterns. Works perfectly, and it actually hides his skin tone underneath, so you can't even see it. The Green Lantern Corps is just something cool. And then he made one for the Sinestro Corps. You see we got all the Corps members in there so far. Definitely want to get some more body molds, just so I can do some more head swapping. But see, this thing came out really nice. I'm really digging this. Love it, man. Big thanks. And then kind of the older style he did, just like a straight up DC backdrop. And basically all I did was just have a little filler because I was changing out these cases, and I just threw all my kind of intergalactic powers in here. Yeah, I put Star Sapphire in here because at one point in time she was going off the heater for a minute. She was crazy, but it came out really cool. One of the new ones he gave me was this Justice League one. I was blown away by this one because this is just perfect. And I started out with just the core members of Bruce Timm's Justice League. If you ever caught that show, one of my favorite shows of all time, probably top 5. Love that show. And I just started out with this, but eventually I'm gonna put all Justice League in here. But what I want from you guys is, what Justice League member do you want to see for next week in here? Because eventually everybody joined the Justice League at one point. We'll get everybody in there, so you guys vote, put in a comment who you want to see, and next week that person will probably be in there. I think that's really cool. And then here goes another older one he did, the DC Universe Classics full banner, and one I put at the bottom for the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame didn't take off like I wanted it to. All the guys who did participate, big thanks again. But all I did was like just fill. These are kind of like my underrated favorite figures, all in one. And of course we got that amazing Batman. Sickness. Of course these guys aren't underrated. These guys are just the top notch of the group. So basically just doing some more retooling and everything. I actually moved one of my cases over here into this corner where I have all my other stuff, kind of the detailed area, just to see what it would, my master figures would look like in here. So here goes all my Masters of the Universe figures. A few more up top there, and of course those 4 horsemen scarabs. Those are beautiful figures, beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more here pretty soon. Actually, it was a really big week for the Matty Collector. This was a good opportunity to come back and get into the line, really. They had a lot of good figures available. I actually picked up all of the Ghostbusters and a few of the other Masters figures, Clawful and Zodak. So I can't wait to get that. But I'll probably move out Panther since he takes up a lot of the space. But yeah, I just wanted to test this out, see how everything looked in here. Really digging it. Definitely got to put another back piece back there, but I can't cover up that. Well, this would kind of encourage me to get another case. I've been saying that for the longest time, but just been too lazy. Alright, so like, you know, Master of the Universe line is just taking off full force, and I'm glad I got on it when I did, because I've been able to get a lot of good figures. These just take me back in the days when I was young, and Masters was always the ish to me. But, you know, it's not one of those things where I'd say, you know, you don't need to change anything, but I think you should add some more to it just to really give it a boost. I think not hand articulation, but interchangeable hands would be really dope, just so you can get more of a pose out of them. As you can see, we have, say, Skeletor here. He's always going to have his fist rolled like that, understandably, because he holds weapons. But I think interchangeable hands would bring so much more to get him into a cool pose. As you can see, Merman, he's got that open palm, which I love that about it. You know, he can't hold 2 weapons at all. So I think an interchangeable hand would have been really dope for that. Of course, the line is just fun. Interchangeable heads, all kinds of weapons. I think just adding more would just bring more of a different kind of flavor to these figures, because they are really top notch. The Four Horsemen do amazing work. My boy Configure asked me last week, he's never seen my Mint on Card collection for MU, which I only have a handful of them Mint on Card. I mean, I open up as many as I can. Because I collect so many different lines, you know, I can't really buy 2 at a time like I want to, but it's a slower process. But I got all the main ones I wanted to. But big thanks to Star Sapphire for sending me out this Cyclops. I thought that was really dope. So I was really looking forward to this, just to have one on the wall. You know what I'm saying? And she just paid, you know, she just charged me retail price and what it was to ship, which that's really dope, because a lot of people out there will get the figure and want to get an extra couple bucks off you for it. But I mean, that's just them. But I definitely appreciate her just selling it for retail price. I thought that was cool. Apocalypse, of course, that's one of my favorite Marvel Universe figures. Just his look, his size, epic. Thanos is just a beast. Now, with this Thanos figure, I still, to this day, have never seen him in the stores. Not one time. I got both of these from my boy Joe out here. I've never seen him in stores. Neither have I seen the Apocalypse. Everything else I have. Oh, except for Cyclops too, but he's a little newer. Juggernaut is just a beast of a figure, man. This is so cool. Here goes the variant Miss Marvel. Love this figure. Mary Jane. Now, I don't have her loose because I don't really, you know, have any particular use for her outside of the package. But then we got the Ronin, the all black one. Big thanks to Configure again. And then Vision. This figure is awesome. If you've seen that Doctor Strange figure, it looks kind of like it. That's even sicker too. And then of course, just got this one the other day from my man Joe. This was actually my first Marvel Universe figure I owned. Of course, I have them loose now, and that one and the Iron Man that came out, those were my very first MU figures. And just like Marvel Universe, you just want to see more characters, and it's just something I'm not worried about. You know what I'm saying? I don't stress about it as much as any other line, because I know what I'm getting into. I know we're gonna get more characters, and it's just gonna keep growing. And over here, basically, I spent all day yesterday just finding all the stands, as many stands as I could, and standing them up. Now, normally I wouldn't use the stands too often, but I have so much traffic in here that they'll just topple over. So I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna get all the stands and put them on there. Nothing too special, just putting them up there. And here goes my 3 3/4 inch Hall of Armor, which I've never taken this thing down. I was just improved upon it. Need to put Iron Man in there. Of course, there goes Ultimate Iron Man. This still is a really sought after figure. It's so hard to come by. I was lucky enough to cop one at the time I could. Here goes everybody else up there. So the collection still grows. Never gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop. All my AM soldiers. Still gotta put more in there. Something cool I noticed, as long as I've been collecting these things, I have never noticed this before, with these scroll soldiers. One of them comes with the scroll writing, and then the other one, the actual scroll, you know, wording. I didn't notice that at all. It was just a trip the other day. I was looking through all these bases and I found them, and I was just like stoked, like, wow, I didn't even know that they did that. So I think that's hella dope right there. Alright, let's get into it. The underrated figure of the week, Marvel Legends. So here we got from the Fin Fang Foom set, regular Hulk. Now this isn't the greatest figure of all time, and it's not a bad figure. I actually rather enjoy this figure. Now there's other Marvel Legends figures that blow this figure away, but still it has some cool features. I love the open palm thing. That way, let's say you get him into a scene where he's like stopping a car or picking up somebody, it's really easy to do that. The sculpt on him is really nice. Came out really clean. I love the vein look on him. All these veins and that neck right there. That is really cool. Got a nice grimace on his face. You see the shredded pants is really nice. He doesn't have that great articulation, which is the only thing that really throws this figure off. Kind of stands kind of funky. You see that he's on his toes, but it's just a really nice sculpt on him. Paint is pretty solid. You know, it's one of those figures where you can pass on it, you can get it, it's just really your type, but it's not a really bad figure. It's got good head movement. I thought that was kind of cool, but I enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think. Got a fade going on. One quick thing I forgot to mention, he does have these hooks where you can hang his axe from either side. He doesn't have one for a sword, but still, just that little detail is something I really trip on. You know, just really like the stuff that they, you know, you can add something like that on, just brings so much more to a figure. Alright, so we got the Marvel Universe underrated figure of the week, and here we got Doc Samson. Now Doc Samson is a character I don't particularly care for, but I think his figure came out really nice. This thing is a really beautiful interpretation of him. Really clean, solid paint, really solid paint. You can see all the shading that they added in there with the black. It just looks really cool. The face is kind of cool too. I just like that little look he's got, and the green hair really brings him out. I mean, that is really spot on. Look at all the shading they did. I mean, it's your basic standard mold, but it's just something about him which he really pops. I mean, I really dig this figure a lot. I think they really did their thing with this one right here. So definitely get a chance, if you can still find him, pick up Doc Samson. Super cool figure. Alright community, that's it for Super Sunday. Big thanks once again for you guys tuning in. And like I said, next week we're going to have an even bigger one. I mean, this is going to be really cool. We got Comic-Con lined up. We got the Matty figures coming in, so it's going to be a big week. We'll definitely go over some overview of the con, what we liked, what we disliked. And then we'll see the Fate of Marvel Legends. Fate of Marvel Legends. We'll see more DC Universe Classic figures. It's just going to be a really cool week. This is just a big time, huge time to be a comic geek. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many good things coming out. All these figures, man, I just can't wait. I wish I was going down to Comic-Con, but you know, due to that work kind of screwed me over, so what can you do? But we'll get out there next year. My little chance to just relax. You guys going to the con, have fun. I mean, San Diego is just a beautiful city. I know those guys will do it big. I mean, we had an epic time last year, and this year there's more people going, so I'm gonna miss out. But you know what I'm saying, those are my boys out there going. Everyone have fun and just be safe. All right, you guys, peace.